The Saturday Age tomorrow, Mike, I'll get your thoughts on this. I love this headline. Lift the gas ban to secure energy deal, state told. Yes, indeed. The coalition will not fund any multi-billion-dollar energy deal with Victoria to reduce carbon emissions and lower power costs unless the Andrews government ditches its long-standing ban on onshore gas exploration. Hear, hear. You see, this is what I like about this Morrison government. They're putting their foot down, Mike.
Yes, this is a really good move. It's worked for the Americans. The American population has increased. They've walked away from the Paris Agreement, as you know, but their emissions are lowered because they're using gas. Morrison is doing just the right thing here. Now, whether he gets cooperation from Dandy Dan in the People's Republic, I don't know. But, of course, the usual suspects come out of the woodwork saying, well, we can't have this. We, it seems, have to transition sensibly to renewables. And just for fun on my own time sometimes, Jane, there's a couple of lefties I know that we discuss this over dinner, and I say, OK, what do you want to do? And they do not have an answer. OK, here's a solid answer. Here's a constructive move, a real move, instead of just bloviating by the Morrison government. Will Victoria get on board? They really ought to.
What about Adam Bandt today? You know, the Prime Minister and Gladys Berejiklian announced that deal, and Adam Bandt was saying something like, you know, frothing, going into histrionics, talking about a deal with the devil. It is gas. And incidentally, Mike, I'd like to know from you, we had callers to 2GB tonight saying they had planned power outages that they knew nothing about. It was, what was it, 8:30 at night. We had callers ring in saying, we've got no power. This happened to us a couple of weeks ago. Again, we've got no power. What do you make of that? Well,
if Adam Bandt gets to rule the world, expect a lot more of it. Planned outages. What a scam. I mean, do I really have to run over the litany of how we have so much by way of resources in this country, and we have all these problems with power? Well, yeah, New South Wales, yes. South Australia, relying on the big diesels, but talking about the battery. Come on. Do we want to go to gas? And you don't even mention the N-word, but OK, Adam Bandt.
Well, I mention the N-word all the time. I mention the N-word all the time. That is nuclear. And Stephen Marshall today saying no, absolutely not. And this argument that nuclear is expensive, you talk to Robert Parker from the Australian Nuclear Association, or Keith Pitt, and he's been involved in that inquiry. The prices of those small modular reactors are coming down. They're going to have to find a new argument soon, Mike.
I would think so. And anyway, what are they really keen on? Do they really want to lower emissions? You mentioned nuclear, which will do it, and which all these civilised countries around the globe are using very successfully, and all of a sudden, oh, it's too expensive. But I didn't think that was the issue. I thought it was about emissions and saving the planet. Why don't we move to that? Yeah. Let's see something a little concrete from these people who, you know... I tell you what I kind of enjoyed this week, Jane. For those, and, you know, I've been in this business since I was 17 and a half, and I've watched cultural icons being made. But for those of us who believed, I guess from our background, that poor little Greta Thunberg was just being used, I thought it was kind of sweet that her name is now being registered. It's being trademarked for fear that somebody will take it away. Now, if that doesn't say that that was just a commercial scam by this, well, one of the smarties, what's his name, Ingmar Renshog. Yeah, I don't know, Jane. When are we going to get real, Jane?